Hey everyone, have a here, bro. Video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. In this video, it is time for another edition of Best Teams. This is the 10-year anniversary part 2 and 3. So with that, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and dive right in. So I'll tell you what, this is definitely one of the harder lists that I've ever done because there's so many moving parts and I just don't know what events to weigh higher or lower. Is formidable foes, is red zone, blue zone. There's so many things going on. So I would say this is also my least confident list, but let's go ahead and dive into the disclaimer first. The term best teams is my opinion and is purely subjective. There is no official tier list or best teams ranking from Akatsuki or Bandai. I look at a multitude of different things: leader skill, damage defense, special skills, flex, bench strength, game mode effectiveness. That's the hard one right now. Overall gameplay. Still currently right now, we got to have the defensive first position units. Attack and damage output is getting a lot more needed, and just not pure defense. It has to be a combination of both. I have a flex, the 2 flex here, and I do run a support unit. You do not have to run a support unit. You can go ahead and put in any of the alts right here in the support spot. So again, one of the biggest issues, right, is for part 1 of the 10-year anniversary list, I did not include formidable foes. I actually made that list before this new style of endgame came out, and this is, for me, figuring out, okay, is this going to be temporary? Is this just going to be a part of 10-year anniversary? Is red zone still going to be the harder stages, or is it going to be formidable foes from here on out? Because you're looking at a long version of battle versus that Super Battle Road stage by stage where things reset every single time you defeat a group of enemies. So again, I just don't know what to weigh more: red zone, blue zone, or formidable foes. That's why this list is very, very difficult. Also, this list is going to be before the EZA to the LR 7-year anniversary. That should be the EX celebration, so I will do one more of these just to make it harder on myself. In terms of how much these two EZA LRs are going to change the top 10 list. So in part 1, this is what the list looked like. Again, this is previously prior to formidable foes, and I think formidable foes, I am putting some weight onto it. So some of these have moved up, some of these also have moved down. Yeah, things have changed a little bit in terms of how I'm looking at teams, because I do have to weigh a bunch of different things. So let's start with the honorable mentions like I normally do. Honorable mention, the Turtles cool. Master Roshi team just got another upgrade with Super Gogeta, so you can run Super Gogeta and Super Vegeta on here. I've mentioned this before. On the long version of this, this is problematic because he loses damage reduction after 7 turns. However, in formidable foes, this team actually runs very, very well, given the fact that, after 7 turns, you should be done with each grouping of stage. But also the big problem with that is, do you have the ability to then also fusion or transform? Sometimes you're not able to either. So give and take in terms of these types of teams here. Same thing with Dirty Fireworks, right? Dirty Fireworks, you're also able to run both Super Gogeta and Super Vegito. Well, you're able to have these type of combinations. Is very, very strong. But again, you're going to maybe facing 2 characters on certain stages, so it does limit Dirty Fireworks Vegeta here. So that leader having 2 of them does provide some issues. But yeah, both of these are very, very good teams, and really in certain situations they are definitely top 10. Another favorite of mine that now, again, you're able to run both Super Gogeta and Super Vegito is the Vegeta's Family Super Saiyans category team here. Very fun, because now you're basically running a bunch of Vegetas, and King Vegeta just buffs all these units up tremendously, 60%, and just another fun team that you can run here. I do have to mention the Grade 8 Power Team did get a huge upgrade with EZA. EZA Grade 8 Vegeta. You're going to see him a few times during the top 10 team. He is an incredible unit. But again, we don't have this unit EZA yet. We got to get this guy out of that first position spot. So we'll see. I think possibly after the EZA to the LR Super Saiyan 4, we might see Giant Ape Power move up in the rankings. Battle of Fate, strong team, just the leader in of itself. If it was this, guys, if this was the starting point of this team, I think we'd be fine. But man, during those first few turns, man, it's very scary. You're just gonna get one shot very easily in this. But Battle of Fate, it's a good team, and I would say, unfortunately, these 220% teams here just does not crack the top 10. So let's go ahead and move on to the top 10, and giving another caveat. Again, this is very difficult. I'm gonna have to have 2 additional teams that are honorable mentions, because the number 8, 9, and 10 team, for me, I had problems. Like, I could actually move any one of those 3 down below and move these other 3 up on top. There's reason to do so, right? I would say 8, 9, and 10 all have flaws and all have issues, but they're all amazing as well in their own right. So coming in at number 10C, or out of the top 10, so I didn't put him in the top 10, but I am giving him kind of another honorable mention here, is Universal Survival Saga Realm of Gods. Now, of course, we do have the Jiren, and we do have Evolution Vegeta as another leader for Universal Survival Saga, but this one is the most versatile because it has Realm of Gods and Trust to Will, so you can bring in Beast Gohan, you can bring in Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, you can bring in Beerus. So these 3 units make this team incredibly strong. However, you're running at only at 170%. The other 2 teams at 220%, I think they're also strong as well. That's why you could move them in the top 10. But, you know, with the whole issues of locking and dodging, even though, you know, Tech UI Goku is going to be fine, you're able to deal with that. But, you know, certain stages, it's going to be very difficult. If you don't get that domain off, or you can't dodge and stuff like that. And some of these other teams I'm going to talk about, it's going to have that problem as well. But anyway, it's slightly under. You can, again, easily say this is a top 10 team, but I did move them out. Same thing for LRGGT. So the Super Saiyan All Out Struggle Power Wishes team, again, fantastic. This is also a team that can run Super Vegito and Super Gogeta at the same time. And a lot of support here, but you're coming across a lot more enemies that the normal damage is over 1 million, right? It's 1 million or above. And the thing about LRGGT, having 2 of these here, he really has additional damage mitigation in terms of his super attacks, right? And this is when, you know, normal attacks weren't really, you know, doing too much. And he does have restrictions. You got to have certain, you know, units, movie heroes, or all struggle on the rotation for him to support and also have the mitigation. I'm just having some issues with this team. Even, again, easily could be in the top 10. It did get a good upgrade, right? You can run both. It's very, very solid. But again, like for example, if you can't run. You can't run without making sure that you have like this unit here. You can't have like Daima Goku. You have to run then Gogeta on that spot because it has to be a movie heroes or all struggle, and he's neither. Daima Goku is neither. So again, a lot more 170 units that you're running as well, not 200. So that's kind of where I dropped them off. So technically coming into the top 10, right? So these were kind of honorable mentions. I'm keeping them there. So Movie Heroes is still top 10. The upgrade with Super Gogeta here kept him at top 10. Yes, you do have one LRGGT, but you can also sub him out, right? The difference with this LRGG team, they're the leader. You can't sub them out. So LRGGT is still a fantastic support unit. And on Movie Heroes, you're going to have no issues with rotation. So that's the reason why I have on there. But also on top of that, there is a sub-leader to this, and that is going to be Movie Heroes' final trump card, Super Saiyan 3 STR Goku. And this is the team where you can, again, run Super Vegito's Super Gogeta. The biggest issue here is this is a dodge or die unit, right? So some of these new events here, you're not going to want to bring this team because you don't have Tech UI Goku to take care of that. Now, you do have Super Vegito for one turn to go ahead and taunt everybody, but if you don't do it right and they don't die, you're going to be in big trouble with Super Saiyan 3 on rotation, right? So, again, have problems, but all these teams are very, very good. But I'm going to give the number 10 spot to Movie Heroes with the sub-leader of Movie Heroes Final Trump card as well. So, first in the top 10 here. Hanging on by a thread. Number 9 is going to go to Kamehameha. Dropped in rankings for sure. He was a lot higher and dropped to 9 because we know first position is a problem when it comes to Gohan. If he can get through that, he's gonna be fine. Not huge upgrades here. You do have the full power Super Saiyan 2 Gohan as an upgrade to this team, but you don't really fit him anywhere unless you just want to go ahead and take the GGT out and not have the support and just go ahead and put the Gohan here. That should be fine as well. Solid team. That's why he's in the top 10. But again, we do have those issues with Family Kamehameha Gohan, right? And another issue is that both of them can't go standby at the same time either. So you gotta have one kind of hold down for it as a floater, and then when one of them goes standby, then great. So coming in number 9 is Family Kamehameha Gohan. Number 8 holds pat. So basically part 1 is the number 8 spot, and Movie Boss is still in the number 8 spot. Again, what's the biggest issue? Yes, Tech Broly is a top 3 unit, top 5 unit, but his team isn't. The options that you have are very limited. Movie Bosses is a very small category compared to everyone else. However, it is a very solid team, right? Once you transform, very, very powerful. But you can, run multitude variations. These are kind of the variations you can run. You can bring both Janembas if you wanted to, but you just got to run them in different positions. But again, look at the bench strength. You just don't have much there that's going to help you if you don't have a particular unit or two. Let's say you don't have the Janembas here. What are you going to be left with, right? Yeah, you can have Somax on here. Actually, Somax is better because on formidable foes, you're generally not going to lose out on his mitigation and his buffs there. So all in all, still a very, very good team here. It's just lacking its bench strength and flexibility on this team. So coming in number 8 is Movie Bosses with Tech Broly. Let's go ahead and move on to number 7. So number 7 is Demonic Power and Glorio's team. Glorio's team just continues to get better and better and better. You got the full power Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. You have Super Gogeta on this team, albeit running at 170%, but they do get buffed by Glorio here. Now the reason why I have them at number 7 and you look at like this team here at number 10, you're like, well, Glorio's a dodge or die kind of individual as well. Correct. But you can run Tech UI Goku on here to kind of mitigate that issue. So you can say, okay, if I'm gonna fight one of the red zone stages and I want to use this team here, I can go ahead and bring Tech UI Goku, and by the time I get to that particular stage, I should have the domain up and be good to go. So again, very versatile, has a lot of different options here. You can do the full power Goku here. You can have Super Gogeta as a floater, which will be crazy. You can run the Boo rotations on here and take. Let's say you didn't get Super Gogeta or Super Vegito, you can still have a top 10 team. In this case, number 7, without them. It's very, very good. So ultimately, Demonic Power and Glorio, probably the best TUR leader in the game right now. Buhan is another one that's very good as well. So yeah, very I don't know if it's underrated. I think a lot of people think Glorio's team is very good. So Clement number 7, some of you guys actually might have met at the top 5. The top 5 space is getting very, very crowded. So I did merge, I forgot to mention this, I did merge some of you guys were asking about Lord Slug here. So Lord Slug is Demonic Power, and Human D's and Movie Bosses. So technically he's merged along with this team and Demonic Power. So interestingly enough, I just have him at 7. because this team is a little bit more, I don't know, is it more demonic power movie heroes? I actually don't know. But a fun team that you can run here would be Jiren in the second spot and Full Power Frieza in the first spot here. The Boo rotation there, and then Glorio supporting. Just, again, fun little addition to movie bosses and demonic power. That's kind of where I slotted Lord Slug as a merged team. So coming in number 6 is Full Power Gohan. I actually have an argument for him to be in the top 5, but the only negative for this team here, it doesn't have the the easy kill button with Super Vegito or Gogeta, right? But you can run a 220% Beast Gohan and a Tech Broly on this team in main rotation and work out very well, right? Yeah, you're kind of limited in support. So let's say you don't run a support. That's absolutely fine. You can run this version of the team. You can run this version of the team where you can have the Broly rotation and then the Beast Gohan Family Kamehameha rotation and the Super Saiyan 2 floater rotations. So it's very good overall. And the bench is very strong with Jiren, with Evolution Vegeta if you wanted like want an option to have a revive mechanic. So I did have them thinking about going to number 5, but again, the reason why I didn't do it is just it didn't have either of the Super Vegeta or the Gogeta on here. So it was a tough call, but as of right now, this is kind of what it looks like in terms of 6 through 10. And again, man, that 8, 9, and 10 spot, right, with the movie bosses on there, yeah, that bench strength is so bad that I could have moved them to number 10 if I wanted to, right? But Family Kamehameha, it's just, again, this is very difficult to squeeze 10 teams into a list here. So let's go ahead and now move into the top 5. Coming in number 5 is going to be Majin Buu Saga. Still amazing team here. The flex and the bench strength is good, but having the Gotenks on there is just 2 Gotenks is very strong. Again, you do have Super Vegito here running at 200%. You can run the Boo rotation, which is very strong here. And then for formidable foes, you can then just also run Super Saiyan 3 Goku on here, and generally he should be fine with each grouping and stage, getting wrecked and getting killed by the time he loses his damage mitigation, right? So that's the reason why you also have this team here. This team you can only run one of the Dokkan Festival exclusive 10-year anniversary, Super Gogeta or Super Vegito. In this team you can run both, right? So very strong. You're generally going to, again, run them in first position, and this is definitely more formidable foes than anything else. So yeah, come in at number 5, Majin Buu Saga. Again, I did have this team here at number 5, but just that easy button when you get to the end part of the game with Super Vegito, took it over the top here. So coming in number 4, I would say a lot of people would be surprised that I moved it from number 3 to number 4, dropped it down 1, even though it's amazing, right? It's Beast Gohan and his team. The only reason why is just kind of flexibility. I don't think it's as flexible as the number 3 team. The number 3 team just is so much fun, and there's so many things that it can do. And this team does not have a Super Vegeta or Super Gogeta. However, the use here is you can have Beast Gohan do his taunt 2 times. Right, you do it one time when you're in a sticky situation. Maybe you don't have the domain up for Goku yet, and you're in a situation where you're already at the end stage of the red zone where it's guaranteed hit and disables your dodge. Beast Gohan has 2 times you can go ahead and taunt, and that becomes very, very valuable. So you can even run a team when Beast Gohan is in second position, as a floater position as well. Not likely that you're going to do so, but even the locking scenarios that you're going to have in fights isn't going to have any problems. You get locked up, no problem. The rotations are still going to be very good. So coming number 4 is the Beast Gohan team, where it dropped 1 spot because number 3, I do have to change it up and give it to Uncontrollable Power. The Uncontrollable Power team is just getting better and better and better, especially with the EZA to Grade 8 Vegeta. Grade 8 Vegeta EZA is an absolute beast, right? It's incredible. Great first position. So now your first position is absolutely as locked up as Beast Gohan's first position with Beast Gohan on both, right? Now, there is kind of a caveat here, right? Is that the Vegeta is locked up in the first position, right? His damage mitigation is heavily regarded in the first position on there. So you have to keep that in mind. However, with all these other buffs and all these other things that you can do with the domains and things of that nature, you're just going to be just fine. You can run a goofy team like this. You can, even take off Tech Broly on here, and it'll still be a very, very strong top team. So I think the versatility is a little bit better than Beast Gohan's versatility, right? And you can run multitude different combinations where I don't really see that much more combinations than what you're seeing here. You do have a few with like the Int Namek Goku. You do have Evolution Vegeta still on here. So yeah, so there are some options, but they're very close. You can easily say this is 3 and this is 4, or I'm just in this video here having the Uncontrollable Power Broly at number 3. So again, 2 very comfortable teams that you can run on stages, and you don't need a dodge. Well, you do have dodge here, but you don't need dodge here. You're just tanking everything, and of course, Super Easy Buhan, you're able to heal up as much as you want as well. So I did, of course, merge this team as well, right? So I merged up this team here as well. So again, very solid with the Transformation Boost Power Absorption Boo team. Very similar to this team here, just the biggest difference is you cannot run EZA Grade 8 Vegeta. So, alright, so that's number 3. So 3 and 4, again, kind of interchangeable here, but now number 2 and number 1, it's a no-brainer. It's Super Gogeta is number 2, and number 1 is going to be Super Vegito, right? So Gogeta, Vegito, number 1 and 2. I did not combine them together because they are different enough that I'm separating the 2 here. So you're looking at the Gogeta team here, which once you transform, it's crazy. Again, you can run the EZA Grade 8 Vegeta on here at 200%, which is, or 220%, 250, 220%, which is really nice. But, if you're like, I don't want to do that, I want to have some more versatility, you can also run Broly on here, right? So, and then when you transform, looks pretty good, right? Broly is a floater on here, and then you have the crazy rotation of Gogeta, and Gogeta, Vegito. Yeah, very, very powerful. But coming number 1 is going to be the Super Vegito team. Earth Protected Heroes is just better than successors at this point in time. Again, those LR EZAs to Super Saiyan 4 might change some things, but I just think I'd rather have Beast Gohan than Broly here. And again, when you transform, this is what it looks like. Pretty solid, right? Pretty solid. So there you have it, boys and girls. Again, number 1, number 2, very close to each other. However, I'm just going to give the nod to Super Vegito, since you can taunt 2 times and literally just crush whatever enemy that you're fighting. So here's the list, boys and girls. Number 10 movie heroes with 10B and 10C with GGT and Universal Survivor Saga. I had to remove 2 teams, guys. I had to remove 2 teams, and those are the 2 I ended up taking out. So Family Kamehameha and the Kamehameha team, number 9. Movie bosses, number 8. Demonic Power is number 7. Full Power, number 6. Majin Buu Saga, number 5. Superheroes with Beast Gohan, number 4. Uncontrollable Power with the Broly at number 3. Gogeta at number 2. Vegito, number 1. Let me know in the comment section below. Again, I'm not my most confident list, but I'm gonna be excited to do the post 10-year anniversary list and see what that looks like. So with that, if you are new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Thank you all for watching. Keep on Dokkaning. We'll catch you next time. Later.